Hey YouTube, Chris from Universe X, and welcome back. I am here to do the second installment of my archetype analysis kind of breakdown videos, since the first one has been getting a lot of good feedback, and I thank you guys for that. People on Reddit, friends, comments, messages, I thank you for that. That support means the world to me. Like always, please, if you haven't already, subscribe for more content. Comment with your thoughts, your takes on it. I'm going to be going back and commenting and replying to everything. I've just been kind of busy, really busy. And also because you know how algorithms work and how it draws more attention to the video. So please just show me your support, and I will keep putting out as much content as I can. So today there are two things happening. One, that video. Two, a new figure came in. You guys can see me, there's like a shelf behind there, over there, and one of my favorite ones for a long time, randomly, has been this Trunks. He looks amazing personally, and I love like just the smolder and the glove pull, but ever since I've seen this Trunks, there's been another one that I've wanted that I feel like goes perfectly with it, and that one would be this one. Dude, I'm like, I don't know, they just belong together. Like, it just looks so neat. Either way, let's get right into this. The first one we're going to talk about, well, not the first one, but the second archetype we're going to talk about is one that's been pretty popular, pretty hype. It's actually the skill list. We're going to start on the skill list, and the first part about the skill list would be the leader. Son Goku is the official skill list leader, going straight for the support of that archetype. Now, the first thing I want to say is that Son Goku in the skill list deck is a very interesting archetype, because it's not exactly as focused as some of these other archetypes. And while every archetype has room to grow, especially with new theme support in some cases, or with decks like Frieza, Red Frieza, how every red extra card will now be put under a microscope because of that deck. Son Goku, however, just allows you to get better as black cards are released and more vanillas are released. And I'm not talking more vanillas because, you know, you can just have a 1-drop vanilla, it's 10k, a 1-drop vanilla is 20k, or a 2-drop vanilla is 20k, a 3-drop that's 30k. That's not what makes the deck good. What makes the more, variation vanillas good is going to be actually a point that I kind of bring up a little later. So let's actually start on this leader, because I've talked about the general archetype long enough. As you guys should already know, and if you don't, there's going to be a link to the reveal down in the comments. Goku says that if there's a skillless battle card in your drop area, just one, he can awaken when your life is at 6 or less. Early awakening means earlier pressure. So right off the bat, that should tell you this deck is an aggressive deck. It is not meant to play the long game. It is meant to pressure you with more things that we'll talk about later. Activate me once per turn. Choose one 4-star ball from your hand and reveal it. Draw one card, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So once again, because this doesn't need to attack, you can just pump it and draw without forcing cards into your opponent's hand, which is crazy. But also, because it's activate main and not attack a leader, you can swing on your opponent's tapped cards with this attack boost, and you don't have to give them cards in hand. He is a draw one card, choose up to 1 energy, untap it, which is the same, fair for most of the leaders this set. And then when he flips, activate main once per turn, choose one 4-star Dragon Ball from your hand and reveal it, draw 2 cards. So he's a +1 at this point. Actually, he's a +1 before, he's a +2 here. And choose 1 card from your hand and place in your drop area. Okay, minus. I put my foot in my mouth on that one. He's definitely just a +1 still. But he loots. He sets up your graveyard, and there's a couple things that this is going to really help. Auto once per turn, when you combo with this card, or combo with a skillless card, that card gets 5,000 combo power for the duration of the turn. So you combo with a 5k, it becomes a 10k. You combo with if you for some reason have one energy cost 10k vanillas, it becomes a 15k combo. So that's very interesting. Now, about the style of the deck, you will find that most of these cards immediately result in having a larger board, more aggression. And we're going to go through this pretty fast. The SR It's a 1-drop. You guys already know what it does. When you play it, activate main, you search a 4-star ball, okay, from your deck or drop area. It doesn't matter where it is. So automatically, you play this card, you replace it in hand. Then you activate your leader skill, and you reveal the 4-star Dragon Ball, and you draw a card. So automatically, this guy is a +1. No matter how you look at him, he's a +1. But then for 2 energy, if your leader card is black, you choose up to 1 skill list with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck or drop area to play it. So even if you don't have a good turn 2 play, if this guy is still on the field, he is your turn 2 play. He turns himself into 2 creatures, and he's already allowed your leader to draw and be able to swing for 5k more. So you can see the flow from that. Play your leader, or you have your leader, play the 1-drop, get the 4-star, reveal the 4-star, draw, swing for 15k on your first turn. Next turn, if you don't have a follow-up play, activate his ability, take a vanilla out of your deck, slap it right in the field. It'd actually be better to play this than some of the 2-drops because you can just fish these 30k vanillas from your deck. And on turn 2, 30k is a lot to combo on. And that is part of how this deck is going to operate. Swinging on your opponent with a 30k on turn 1 is just an instant force, essentially, of that card from their life to their hand. The next card that I'm going to talk about is Training Buddy Krillin. He's along the same lines. Auto, when you play this card, if your leader card is black, choose up to 1 skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards that gains minus 5,000 power for the duration turn. Insanely strong. He comes on the board for 2 energy, 15k, fishes out a 20k vanilla from your deck, and then can smoke something your opponent could combo with on board, or just lessen something for your leader or one of these 2 cards to swing on. So even from a standing board state of 0 cards but your leader and your energy, you play him, fish out a 20k vanilla, and then you can reveal the 4-star Dragon Ball to draw 1 and go 5,000 up. You were instantly swinging with 15 with Krillin, 15 with your leader, 20k with the vanilla. And that is very, very aggressive. It's not low to the ground like Storm. It's a meaty aggro deck. And that is crazy. Along the same lines as that card, we're coming up to the next step of that chain, which is Commander Red, head of the Red Ribbon Army. Auto Sparking 3. When you play this card, if your leader card is black, choose up to 1 skillless battle card with 3 or less from your drop area, 3 or less energy from your drop area or deck, and play it. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So you can already start to see that the curve on here is stupid crazy. Turn 1, play a 1-drop, take it to hand, you know. Turn, or swing with your leader if it's, you know, you're on second. Turn 2, use the effect of your 1-drop to put a 30k on board, or summon Krillin and put another 20k on board. Either way, you've got 2 to 3 swings. Turn 3, play General Red Ribbon Army, okay? And let's say that your play was 1-drop, then Krillin, then Commander Red. Let's say you're tapping out every turn. In a deck like this, it may not even matter. Let's say you're tapping out every turn. Turn 2, you're swinging 3 times. Turn 3, you're swinging with the leader if he's still on the board, Krillin. If it's still on the board, the 20k. If it's the Commander Red you're swinging with, and if then the 3-drop you're bringing. Now that's 5 swings on turn 3. After you swung 3 times, that's 8 swings in 2 turns, well 3 turns if you have not gone first. So, and these swings aren't anything to to scoff at. They're not just 10Ks. They're all starting off at 15K or higher. It's very easy to pressure your opponent into submission with cards like that. Moving past that, we got more of the supporter cards. Bonds of Friendship, Android 18. Now, with the other cards being as savage as they were, this is kind of hard to follow up with because it's kind of weak. When you play this card, it's a 1-drop. You look at the top 7 cards from your deck and you choose 1 skillless battle card amongst them and add them to your hand. Now this is kind of weird to me only because the deck is already so good at fishing out your skillless cards. I would rather search for them so that your draw draws you into non-skillless cards. And the fact that you can recycle from the grave, it's even more necessary for me to not have searched for those. But at the same time, if you have a Son Goku childhood with KO'd by your opponent's skill or leaves the battle area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So he's cool, he's definitely cool, but just know that almost any destruction wipes him off the board. -5s wipe him off the board. So getting that second effect off may be a little harder than it looks. And then the last card I want to talk about, well, two last cards, are one, the 4-star Dragon Ball. Choose up to one of your battle cards or leader cards. It gains 5,000 power for the duration of the battle. And if it's a skillless battle card, it gains additional 5. So that's pretty savage. It's a 0 cost activate battle, and you know there are cards that can fish these from the grave. So basically, you reveal this thing all day, only to be able to just go in on the fact that you can swing with a 30k and use this card and it goes up to 40k instantaneously, you know? And that's actually just crazy. This card is a great boost. It's a better Kaaba's Awakening. And yeah, I just kind of love it. The last card I want to talk about here, at least on the new set, is Aid. Counterattack, if your leader is black, negate the attack, and then you choose one skillless battle card from your drop area or your warp area and add it to hand. First, great recursion, and this is immediately a counter card that nets you a combo piece for combo power, and that should not be underestimated. Let's say you had 4 of these in hand. I know it's never going to happen. Let's say you have 4 of these in hand and got attacked 4 times. You could put 20k combo power back in your hand just by resolving all 4 of these, and that's nasty. So the first couple questions I know people are already gonna ask, well, the deck is cool and the deck has some aggro, but you know, everybody needs a finisher. Everybody wants something that just closes your game. And you know what? The answer should be right in front of you. If you haven't already figured it out, I'm glad to let you know, because that's what these videos are for. But you're running an incredible amount of black cards, so you already know that Demigra is there. Your boy is there. You beat on your opponent for turns and turns and turns, and you know, you've had a surprising amount of black cards in your grave now. So slam the Black Daddy down and start swiping cards from their hand, and they're gonna have to answer this. And even if they negate it, you still rip cards out the combo, so you can eviscerate the best plays in their hand. And the deck searches out enough cards in order for you to see this more than often. So I think that this is amazing, and if the skillless deck goes off, this card will only go up in price. So you should probably get yours while you can, because it is what it is. Now, the thing I do like very much so about this deck is what I was bringing up before. The range of vanillas are super important, not because, you know, I think they're going to release a 40k 3-drop. It's because the colors of the vanillas allow you to do so many more things. If you want access to Whisa's Coercion and Sensu Beans and maybe some blue text, you've got blue vanillas. You got that 30k Great Sandman as well, and you got things like this. You could run the deck, but run 4 and 4 of these, and then run Gogetas and be able to Gogeta somebody if your base was blue. You want access to Nimbus. You want access to more Android 8 play, where you could put the Explosive Spirits on Goku to destroy things, and if it blocks and dies, then Android 8 could blow up an opponent's card. Okay, you want Crusher Balls? You want any of that? Congratulations. Put your Batarangs in and roll in with the yellow cards. You want to have green cards? You want to have Revenge Death Ball? Well, not Revenge Death Ball, because you know that doesn't actually work with this. I'm so sorry. You want Full Power Energies? You want just good green cards? Sure. Let's actually just play green instead. In fact, if you play green instead, you can even find a use for Hyper Training, which will come out, swing for 15, and then you can pay 1 green energy to just find a 2-drop and just play him on the board and just swing with it. So there's lots of cool things. If there was a reason to run red for any reason, I mean, maybe you just want to run Champas and not feel bad about charging them, you've got red too. And you know, you got 30k vanillas even here. So that's what I like most about the deck. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy curve with a fair amount of aggression. Since you can awaken at 6, you really don't need to pressure your own life, and that allows you to tap out and let your opponent come to you, give you cards while you beat their face in with huge beefy vanillas. The curve is huge, and they're gonna have to start putting out cards just to stop you. Add in a couple Champas or some Isekais, and you've got a formidable deck where you could just be like, turn 3, Cool, swinging with a 30k. Couldn't get off the board, turn 4, that 30k is coming up to 40k with double strike. And that is just hugely, that's just gross. On top of that, like I said, you want to finish off the curve, you play Demigra. Well, how do you get Demigra? Actually pretty fast, seeing is that once you awaken, your leader can start dropping cards into the graveyard after you draw 2. You can set up with Demigra incredibly easily with this deck. And then you can remove your cards, and granted, since he'll remove your entire grave for Overwhelm, that makes 8 or 8 even cooler because you can start bringing back vanillas that you warped with Demigra. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys found it just as informative as the first one. I'm going to be doing another one of these in 2 days, so watch out for it. And yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe. All the support is lovely. It's how I thrive. It gives me a lot of pride, and it makes me want to do more and more for this channel. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time you decide to stop by UniXDBS. Peace.